out with nature once again. Yes, it's all spiritual. I have a question for many of you. How many of you right now are actually going through relationships, whether it be with family, friends, but also mainly family, and the relationship is very abusive? What do we mean by abusive? Abusive can mean there is gaslighting, it can mean emotional, it can be mental, it can even mean physical, okay? Because it's all spiritual, it all stems from something within the person who is causing the abuse. And whoever you are that is allowing it to happen, you should not tolerate it. You should not tolerate it, right? If this is you, and you've been tolerating it, and you've been allowing yourself to experience such negativity, and no matter how hard, you may have good intentions. You may want to actually connect. You may want to actually be around family. Experience that love, right? But in the midst of it, you have sacrificed your own well-being. You have sacrificed your own goals and your own dreams, right? And now you are allowing your life to be played and run and manipulated by those who you supposedly we would think are closest to us or should be closest to us. So what do you do? What do we do? I've experienced this, right? I've constantly experienced this, and I've gotten away from it. And when I've experienced it, whether if I am experiencing it with family or with friends, I've always kept several things in mind. There's a book I've always recommended, and this book, I've applied the 4 principles that this book shows. And these 4 principles, when I apply these 4 principles, I am able and have been able to look past the illusions, break through such manipulations, such negative influences, and move on to the next level of my life. Because you guys have to understand, all of you need to understand, just because they are family or just because they are friends, if they are not contributing to your elevation, if they are not contributing to your well-being, if all they want to do is find a reason why you're the one who's so messed up in the head to chase your dreams, if all they want to do is find a reason why you're the one who is so messed up for not either being part of religion and deciding to just embrace all spirituality and all of life, to be open-minded and open-hearted, if you're the one who they choose to make fun of because you don't choose to belittle others or joke around and belittling others, let me tell you, there is a solution. There is a solution. You don't need to go to a church, right? Because God, the universe, life, love goes with us. Love is us, and it walks with us. But sometimes we need someone to remind us. I'm Pedro. My name is Spirit. Let me reintroduce myself. I'm Pedro. My name is Spirit. You can call me Spirit. You can call me Pedro. I like Spirit a lot better. Spirit, not so much of the name. Spirit, so much of a reference, so much of a referral. Like, for example, I say, hello, Spirit. Hello, dear Spirit, to you. And we say, hello, dear Spirit, to me. I'm Spirit. And I've dealt with such issues, and I've climbed out of such issues, and I am willing to help you guys climb out of those issues as well, because sometimes you just need someone to understand where you're coming from. But you also have to be willing to open your heart to forgiveness. You also have to be willing to open your heart to understanding. You also have to be willing to break down any illusions and false beliefs that you may have. Such false beliefs could be something as simple as, oh, I have to be with them, because if I don't, then they won't elevate. As Bob Marley would put it in his song, none but ourselves can save our minds. Or as Buddha would put it, we alone must walk the path, okay? Let others choose to walk the path and be inspired and influenced by your actions of you taking care of yourself. And if they are not, that is not your problem. You can, if you like, give back. You can share how you grow, just like I am sharing with you. But you don't need to be there. You don't need to stay surrounded or associated with such people, even if it's family, even if it's friends. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm Spirit, spiritual entrepreneur and spiritual advisor at large. And if you are someone who's going through this, feel free to send me a message. Feel free to send me an email. I have a program that I can have you guys dedicated to. All right. It's a weekly program. We can even do it 2-3 times a week. All right. Where we will speak and I will personally sit with you guys over the phone or virtually or in person, depending on where you are, where we are. And I will help you break down these mental barriers and these emotional and these very negatively influenced emotions and energies that have been presented to you by those you love. So, once again, send me a message, all right? We'll get this done and we'll grow together. And if you know somebody else, who's going through the same thing and needs to be part or associated with a group of individuals or people who are willing to understand and elevate them, to remind them of, for example, to remind you that you have the power, to remind you that you are love, to remind you that you don't have to put up with it, to remind you that you've done enough, you've come so far, you are filling your heart with love. And if you are filling your heart with love, now it's time to also get real, get serious about the reality that we have to deal with and our evolving. Humanity is evolving. I will end with this. Humanity is evolving indeed. All right? What society used to be, what the economy used to be, is no longer existing. It is transitioning to a much more harmonious existence. In the midst of that, however, many of us are still in that transition and we have family members that are in that transition, or we have family members that aren't ready to transition, or friends who aren't trying to transition. If they're not, but you have already been ready to transition and you've already been ready to elevate your life to the next level, then send me that message, send me that request, send me that email, and let's get it started. I will walk with you day by day, all right, week by week, month by month, and we will make it happen together until you can say, all right, I'm good, thank you. I will now branch off to do my thing. Namaste. Don't forget to also subscribe. Check me out on Instagram. Let's connect. And I will see you soon. Here's to your elevation. Peace. And yes, it's all spiritual.